Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. Yeah, if nothing else, I can at least say that I'm the longest running creator ever, officially. That does come with a certain amount of skill. But yeah, Charlie, I just switched over inputs from input 1 to input 2. I have an HDMI switcher. So I have to stream from OBS on the PlayStation 4 because that's how I get the camera. In order to be able to swap over to the PlayStation 5, I would have to take the HDMI that I have plugged into the PlayStation 4 and plug it into the PlayStation 5. And that's too much trouble for me right now, especially considering the fact that you can't even transfer your cause from the PlayStation 4 version of 2K24 to the PlayStation 5 version. If you were to upgrade to the PS5 version, the only data that transfers over is, guess what? Your My Faction data. That's it. 2K are a bunch of pieces of shit. I think I do have a delay on the sound though from my game to the game. I guess we can live with that for now. Like I said, I wasn't gonna be on here for long. We'll just do some quick maintenance on some stuff here. There's one thing I actually wanted to do with Hunter Hawk, actually. Assuming the game just didn't freeze on me. Yeah, we can't really say I'm surprised. Yeah, I'll eventually put him back up for download sooner than later. Do we want to go with the 70s style? No, I prefer them to be a little the bush. I like the bush. I just gotta get a telematch. Yes, Penn, we're giving him some Chuck Norris vibes. I may actually have a plan to have him in sort of a feud with a certain new wrestler I released this year that's kind of sort of looking like Bruce Lee, a certain dragon. So, yeah. Have an Enter the Dragon match. That sounds kind of cool, actually. Okay, let me save so I can just transfer the sideburns over to the other three real quick without having to reselect them. You're more than welcome, Charlie. The creation mode is realistically the only reason I'm still playing these games nowadays. And the replay, you know, to be able to script cinematic style matches and things of that nature. And yeah, Penn, he, like, the Hunter Hawk character was actually kind of originally based off of Luke from Street Fighter 6, also Street Fighter 5, but I decided to add a few more things. Hey Ricky, what's up? So the whole Chuck Norris thing also is I forget his name, but there is a martial artist. He was like the American karate champion back in like the 60s and the 70s that Akimon from Capcom actually originally based Ken Masters off of, who kind of looked like Chuck Norris too, come to think of it. But I'm kind of meshing those two type of appearances into Hunter Hawk because coincidentally enough, they're both redheads. Like, who knew? Maybe if I find a picture, I'll put it up. But let me see here real quick. What characters have you taken down so far? Just the Purity characters that I had released. Like, that was the second group of cause that I had uploaded. The Purity Pack, which was Julian Baptiste, Alexei Baranov, Vasily Rasputin, I think he's still up, and Mike Mastodon. That's it. But I'm definitely going to be re-uploading Alexei and Rasputin. But I think I already have him still up. I don't even remember. I've uploaded so many cards I don't remember who I have on right now. But I want to do something more with Rasputin. Change his hairstyle up and give him a little more decoration on his footwear. Oh, okay, he's still up. So it was just Baronov, Baptiste, and Mike Mastodon that were taken down. But yeah, the footwear looks a little too basic. I'm probably going to add some logos or something like that on there. And the second attire probably will give him hand wraps to make him kind of look a little bit more like Boyka looks in the Undisputed fight scenes. Something a little more grittier, less MMA, more actual underground fighting. Because, as y'all know, if you watched the Trial of Kings videos, you know he does both. He's in both universes, so to speak. When I do get to getting into the Trial of Kings more, I will be using Rasputin here as a central character. Yes, thank you, Brandon. Thank you. Yeah, I still got about 20 more slots and I believe 30 or so more characters to do. So some of them will be taken down. It just depends on how many downloads they've gotten. And then if I get enough requests, I'll put them back up and just alternate like that until they eventually take the servers down. Then you can't download anything. Which, if we're going by 2K23, will be somewhere midway through January 2026 that they would disable the servers for 2K24 and then focus on 2K25. I got a bit of a rant now that we're mentioning it concerning 2K25, because they're going to make their announcement about the game on the 18th, or was it the 28th? I don't remember. But sometime later this month. And how do I put this? I don't know if you guys know who Hip Hop Gamer is. He's a big influencer in the game journalism space, so to speak. One of the very few game journalists out there who actually has a slither of integrity. And, 2K will bring him out to get an advanced look at the game along with other famous streamers and stuff like that. I think it is the 28th, yeah. So he was talking about it, and one of the main things is that my player experience, whatever it is that they're going to have in 2K25, is going to resemble the my player from the NBA games. So it'll be like an open world kind of sandbox thing where you'll be able to challenge players or whatever it is, I guess. We'll get some kind of further detail about that whenever this announcement comes through. And my commentary to that was that basically that's all well and good for all the casual players out there who just sit down and play the base game. But for creators who are the lifeblood of the game on a yearly basis, none of the new stuff matters that they add to the game if the old problems are still there. So another thing that is supposedly going to be in 2K25 is intergender matches. I don't mean mixed match challenge. I mean they're actually going to have it so that male and female wrestlers are going to be able to wrestle against each other. Now, for me, that is a big deal. That is actually enough to make me think about getting 2K25. But the problem is, I already know for a fact that the same bugs and glitches that exist in 2K24 are going to be in 2K25. If they're focused so much on adding new stuff, then nobody is focused on fixing the code of the game already. So there's still going to be glitches in core mode. There's still going to be the fact that certain templates you can't even morph. The game is still going to crash at certain points when you're trying to save files and things of that nature. There's too much focus on the front end of the game and not enough focus on the back end of the game. And the reason being is if they touch any of that back end stuff, they stand to break the game because, again, they didn't develop the engine for the game. They're just adding on top of it. So the problems that we have now in 2K24 are going to carry over into 2K25. It's just now you're going to have an open world my player and intergender matches. Not enough for me. Like, yeah. I'll be watching other content creators and seeing what it is that they think or what it is that they can do and stuff like that, but I'm still not getting the game, at least not at launch. Worst comes to worst, I'll get it when it's on a discount or something like that, but yeah. The only way that I would get 2K25 is if they completely fix every single current bug and issue in this game. And if they aren't doing it now, they're not going to do it next year in the next game. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, see, the thing, Pin, with the intergender matches is that then I would be able to really do a lot more with the Underground King story, because I would like to have it so that you can have male versus female matches, because I wanted that to be like my Lucha Underground type thing. And yeah, a big part of Lucha Underground was intergender matches, so that would be cool, but at the expense of all of the current still remaining problems in the game is like I'm not going to make that type of investment. If anything, I would just get 2K25 specifically for Underground Kings and just make that roster specifically for that game so that I can have my intergender matches. And XWA and everything else would still be 2K24. Yeah, the other thing is the body morphing, of course. Am I going to any of the wrestling shows Mania weekend? Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to WrestleMania. It's in Las Vegas this year at Reliance Stadium, and I'm in Las Vegas, so yeah. We're going to make that happen. Be like Darkseid leading the Furies. who could be like a dark side style character? Like a just omnipotent, effortlessly powerful individual on my roster. I would have to create somebody like that. Granny Goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up who that is. I went ahead and downloaded that free car attire that I had tweeted, and yeah, it's not bad looking. It is specifically in-game assets, I believe. Oh no, this is actually some real car stuff, logos and everything. It kind of looks like a street gear for Bray Wyatt. But yeah, I like it. I just wanted to take a look at it. I don't know if I would use it on anybody. Not in the XWA anyway, but yeah. Uh, yeah, Brandon, when I get around to starting the Underground Kings stuff, he is part of that cast. Assuming we're talking about Katanashi. Let's give him those mutton chops. It's kind of crazy how long ago 2019 was in hindsight. Like, yeah. time flies when you're having fun, I guess. You are about to save. Would you like to continue? Would you like to know more? Yes. And it's not crashing on me. Yay. I don't think there's any point of me going through the trouble of re-uploading him again just for sideburns. You can pretty much, if you have downloaded him, make that edit yourself. Let's see, what else is there to do here? Yeah, I've been a part of the community officially since 2005, I want to say. 2006? Probably earlier. I wonder if this spot is still up. Yes, it is. Let me turn that camera off there because it's not in focus anyway. But I want to get to the display here and show you guys a piece of wrestling game history here called the SmackDown Creations Archive. And I wonder if I even remember my password. Is it this one? No, it's not. Forgot your password? Yes, I have. Was it this password that I used? Let's find out. Switch back to the game because I have to go into my email, and that's confidential information that I don't want on the YouTubes. Open up the Gmail account. I want to see if I can log in to the old forum. Okay, Zapao. Uh, Call based on Lydia from Tekken. For a brief moment in time, actually, Tiffany Queensberry was based off of. Uh, oh, wait, no. You said Lydia. I was thinking Lily. Yeah, Lydia would be interesting too. But yeah, for a brief time, Tiffany Queensberry was Tiffany Masterson in the EFED era of the XWA, and her look was based off of Lily from Tekken. But Lydia is the Polish karate fighter in Tekken 8. Was she in 7? No, she wasn't in 7. She debuted in Tekken 8. But that would be interesting, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, Adrian Aries is the that's the god of war, my god of war anyway. And yeah, he's an underground king's character now. So, he's in the works. Well, not in the works, but I will be actually recreating him in the current game. Let me change my password here. Your password has been changed. Continue. And now we will go back. Way back. Back into time. Alright. Refresh. You're gonna make me have to log in again? Really? Fine. You are killing me right now. Take the freaking password, goddammit. You know what? Let me see if I can just find my name. Done. You must log in or register to view this page. You are pissing me off right now. I just changed the dang password and it still won't let me go in. This is the reason why you should always remember your passwords. Okay. So we'll just go to this link instead. Boom. Nope, that's the XWA. You're annoying me now. Seriously. Eh. Tom Rice Pro Boards. Fine, whatever. Damn it. I wanted to show it to you guys from the actual Tom Rice Pro boards, but apparently I can't even access it. But yeah, that board is the old cause.ws board before they changed their domain to cause.ws. And I first started posting cause there in 2006. You can't see it probably unless you have it your screen maximized, but let's go ahead and take it all the way back to the first posts in the original / custom cause section of the board. So the forum had opened up in 2005 from the looks of it. And even Tom Rice himself actually had a call, an original call that he had posted on here in 2005. But 2006 is when business picked up. Because up until that point, like, original calls were just like, vampire calls or, just simple stuff. But it wasn't up until 2006 that you started to see people making character calls, like, their own actual fictional wrestlers and such like that, and posting them to these forums. Like, obviously that's not new. People were doing that before, but you didn't have a forum that was like a collection where people could actually come together and show off what it was that they did. And for everybody who says that I am an inspiration for their call making, this right here was the inspiration for mine. Of course, obviously, the post is, 30 something years old, so the pictures are gone. But this was the formula for a character named Rumi-chan that was created by a creator, an individual who went by the username of Opagogo. Basically, she was like a fighting schoolgirl type character. She ended up being the inspiration for my Kamiko Kobayashi character, who I took that same concept, and then in combination with playing rival schools and then watching the Tenjo Tenge series, decided I wanted to make a school for fighting, pretty much. Same idea. Which actually is something that is pretty common in anime, so yeah. If you look at Tenjo Tenge and what else is there? Well, you name the freaking series, manga, anime, whatever it is. And the other part the not so fun part about car creation all the way back then is that we didn't have saves. We didn't have online except to play against each other. So if you were sharing your cars, you had to write out formulas. Basically, every single part of your creation you had to write out in a template that people could basically go in and set up on their own game to create your car as best as it is that they can. So, head morphing, body morphing, move sets, all that stuff. Car parts, the colors of the parts, all that jazz. You had to write out from scratch. That's old school right there. Oh yeah. This was at least a good 8-9 years before community creations became a thing. Because they didn't introduce community creations until the PlayStation 3. And this was PlayStation 2 here, back in 2006. So, one whole generation. Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not all the way sure if they're going to have, well, they should probably have some semblance of community creations type thing, or a way to share content in Ultra Pro Wrestling, because you didn't have that in No Mercy either. But people didn't really make original cause in No Mercy. Well, they did, but it wasn't the same. So, in Ultra Pro Wrestling, you'll be able to do all the morphing and everything and stuff like that. So, I'm guessing they'll probably have some way that you're able to share online your content. But yeah, just to show that off there. That's Rumi-chan. I saw that formula and was like, okay, I'm going in. And from that point is when I made my first post. And I'm trying to find my username here. Where we at though? F3 search. Not on this page. I see my collection page on the top. I just wanted to see if I have my original first formula on here somewhere, but I think I had links to all of my stuff somewhere. But yeah. Everything was gone, because Photobucket. Everything I had was on Photobucket. All of my freaking photos and everything like that. And those accounts have been shut down for years. Yeah, the board is on Pro Board, so it's actually on a server. The only way it would ever go away is if Tom Rice or whoever it is that he might have given the admin information to deleted the board, and that's probably not going to happen because this is kind of an archive, so to speak. This board only was up for like a year or so before they switched over to cause.ws and opened up that official actual board over here, where you do see my actual formulas that I had originally posted on the SmackDown Creations archive board that got transferred over here. And yeah, you want to talk about history, there you go. Sarah Warfield, the first formula that I had ever posted publicly online, complete with the infamous profiles, because that was kind of an important thing to me, to have like the backstory for my characters, because you want the person to, kind of care about who it is that they're downloading. Because you see a lot of good looking cores, but then it's like, okay, what about them? What's their story? So I made sure that I had a backstory for all of my characters in my own little kind of self-contained world, so to speak. And yeah, many years later, still going strong. And type the name in here, and you get all kinds of history. Well, almost. Slide that over. So yeah, that's 2006 right there for Sarah Warfield. This is 2014 on the PlayStation 3. And that was 2K22? No, 23. Yeah. So yeah, she's been around for a while. You could say that she's a MILF if we're aging her correctly, of which, how old would she be canonically? Because the fact that, I started so long ago, I kind of have like a suspended time continuum for my characters as far as their age is concerned. So yeah, Sarah Warfield and Tadako and Lorena would be like in their late 30s, early 40s. Sarah would be 42 years old, basically. Tadako would be 44. And Lorena would be about 40 or so. They look real good for their age, though, but that's because they're very physically fit, and that kind of helps. But yeah, that's 2K17. And what else? Who do I got here? Let's do another search. It's not everybody that I made, but I don't think so. How you want to talk about old? Open in new tab. Back in the day, we had no such thing as high quality images. You had to take pictures from a digital camera. And they didn't have high pixel rates. Nah. Save. I'm gonna have to blow that up. Open this up here. Zoom it in. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Wow, that's terrible image quality right there. You can't even see the sketch of her that I had made as a schematic, but you get the general idea. Wrestling in a extremely short skirt and heels. Yeah. Back during a time where I didn't realize the fact that, comfortable footwear was necessary to wrestle competitively. But they still got heels in the game now, so whatever. Now I think I had a second one that has more detail to it. And that one with the profile as well. Let's open that one up. Back when I still referred to them as divas. Yeah. So she was 23 back then. She would be in her 30s now. So yeah. Even though the actual span of time of me starting to upload and post and share created wrestlers is 2006, the time frame in the universe is a lot shorter than that, because that's like what, 20 something years. That's a lot of time. She would be 40 right now, and Warfield and Tadaka would be like in their 60s. That's a little too much. Indeed. Let me get that other one here. That might actually have a better look at the sketch. Open. Zoom. Yes. Luckily, my artwork has gotten a lot better now, too. Yeah. She's a little skinny here. Kind of emaciated. Somebody give that girl a steak. Much better in game, I would say. Much better. And if I may also kind of make a commentary, again, being salty about 2K games, they still have this freaking hairstyle in 2K24. Like, it may be slightly updated, but it still looks old and outdated as all freaking hell. And they still have it in the game. So yeah, going back to what it was that I said before, adding new stuff on top of old problems, kind of defeating your purpose. But yeah. Who else do we got here? We got David Faith. The Saint, now the Man of Miracles, who is basically my kind of like Kurt Angle slash Steiner Brothers collegiate wrestling character, which ends up being a trope nowadays because how many of those do you have in wrestling now? I count Chad Gable. I count the Creed brothers. I count who else? There's plenty of them. But whatever. What else? What else? This is only page 1. I must have more somewhere. No, I think this is only what I have here. I would actually have to go back into the 2006 boards themselves to get the official stuff. But yeah, it's kind of cool that Sarah Warfield is at the top, number 1 on this particular area. Yeah, him as well, Penn. I just don't remember his name. Yeah, that's another very, very low poly picture right there. But that is Drew Niedermeyer, who was, I believe, one of the first cars that my brother had uploaded, the Formula 4. I didn't know if I was going to recreate him in 2K24, but I think I will. Just on the fact that he is one of my brother's oldest existing cars, along with Simon Fireheart, Heather Fireheart, and such like that, of which Drew and Heather are actually an item canonically. They're husband and wife, so I guess that would make it work. Yeah, Alexander. What was his nickname? I think it was like the Perfect Weapon or something. Lethal Weapon. No, that was Steve Blackman. God damn it! What is his name? TNA wrestler Alexander. Josh Alexander. There you go. Good God. Not gonna lie, wouldn't be a bad idea to, go try to attempt a character that's based kind of loosely on him. The Walking Weapon, yes, there you go. But yeah. On the subject of Alexander's, though, this mofo right here, when he gets onto a big time roster, either AEW or WWE, Alexander Hammerstone, that boy right there, he's special. Just saying, I like him. Currently in TNA, but that's not going to last for long. You already know for a fact that WWE is going to poach Jordan Grace, Joe Hendry, and Hammerstone away from TNA the moment their contracts are up. I believe he is still wrestling. Or he might be... Wait, okay. No, I don't want to go onto your Facebook page. But yeah, they're gonna sign those three specifically to WWE the second their contracts are up. What else was it that I was going to show here? I don't really think they have anything else. Like, it's too much backtracking here. Let's see what we got. Anything? Check your saved passwords. Yeah, I know. So much history here. This one right here. I wish you guys could have seen. Oh, ow. Legs getting sore. I gotta straighten it out a little bit here. But this guy right here, Cario Law and Terrio Law were the original spot video guys. Like you see, if you're on Twitter or you watch any of the car shows, any of the edited moves that you'll see somebody put in a video where it starts out in one move, they'll have it transition into another move, into another move. This guy right here, Perverted Mask, was the first guy to do that. So that's how you know you're talking about some serious car history here. I'm trying to see if I can find anything of mine on these 2006 pages here. Search mode. There we go. The Tokyo Typhoon. Tadako Aneno Koji. Now Tadako Togo because she's married to Yoshi Togo. But yeah. Another one. Long ass freaking formula, stats, entrance, moveset, etc. Yeah. Really wish I would have saved the photos. If I'd have known 20 years ago that I would have needed them at some point. But yeah. My original men's roster. Some of the names you might find familiar. I don't know if you can see them clearly unless you have your screen maximized. But billionaire Brock Bentley, still make him. The Vanilla Gorilla John Awesome, which was based off of Mike Awesome. Gunnar Berland, which was kind of based off of Brock Lesnar, but I kind of changed him around a little bit. I still use that name for one of my characters in the Underground King story, that being Gunnar, one of the former judges. Bubba Barnes, which I think was a hardcore style wrestler, kind of country style. Sinbad Brown. You know what? I think I might bring Sinbad Brown back. I think we might do that. Sinbad Brown was like my version of. He was a character who was based off of Ron Simmons, pretty much. I think I might do that. Carnell the Demolition Man Walker. That's a nice name. He was based off of Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man. S.A. Mendoza was based off of S.A. Rios. Y'all remember him. He was the luchador who Lita came out with at first. They debuted with each other. David Faith, you already saw him. Neo Sawada, who is still currently active. That was the version of him before I put him in with Katana. This was also before I even came up with Katana. So yeah. Mr. Magic, Mike Austin. These are some good ass names. I just wish I remember how I had them looking. But yeah. The Magnificent Anthony Mack. Another great name. Jason Crow, who was kind of like my the concept for him was kind of like what it was that my brother did for Simon Fireheart, pretty much. Kind of like a, darker type character. But yeah, cutting room floor. The Knox, Stevie Knoxville. I was really good at naming cars. I still am to some extent, but yeah, some of these names. If y'all want to take any one of these names and try to make your own version of these characters, you are more than welcome to do so. And please show me what it is that you come up with. Yeah, we're gonna work on Primo and probably Tomoa Momula Thursday nights. Actually, Wednesday nights, because I'm off on Thursday, so tomorrow night. John Payne, that name sounds familiar, doesn't it? Marvelous Mark Norton, yes. Another one. Here's a piece of history right here. Cold Pipe, yes. That was the alter ego that I created for Crossbones. The story actually is Cold Pipe was the first thing that I made before I came up with Crossbones. But canonically, I have it so that Cold Pipe was the alias of Crossbones when he went into wrestling after the separation of the boys, if you will, that being Riot and his judges, Black, who became Happy Face, who is now Black again, but different. Then there was Cross, who became Cold Pipe here, who became Crossbones. And then Solomon Jones, who is Jason Jones's father, who is still Solomon Jones, doesn't wrestle. He's just out there doing, badass motherfucker things. Van Rally, that was my version of Van Hammer. If y'all remember that 70s guy, Van Hammer, in WCW. who they then took that gimmick and put it on Mike Awesome when he was in WCW. Like, wow, they really dropped that ball there. But yeah, Van Raleigh was my version of that. Uh, then here's one for you. The Ultimate Male, Eric Ulrich. Does that last name sound familiar to you? No. Eric Ulrich is not Ethan Ulrich's father. Ethan Ulrich is actually kind of like, okay, a reimagining of this specific character. So Eric Ulrich was, the arrogant, muscle-bound type of character, kind of like Mark Jindrak back in the day when he was like the reflection of perfection or something like that. He was based off of those type of guys from the WCW Power Plant, like Jindrak, Sean O'Hare, who else was there? Chuck Palumbo, that type of stuff. That was the concept behind the Ultimate Male, Eric Ulrich. The Ultimate Male is also a nickname that Hulk Hogan's character Thunderlip had in Rocky II when he had the exhibition match against Rocky Balboa. So we're talking about some really long influences here. So I think this was like the only year that I actually made him. I don't know if I made him in 2007 or what have you. But fast forward to 2019, and I wanted to have, kind of like a new generation of characters. And I needed my heel character to be kind of like end boss type of guy. And I had played Fight Night Champion, and you had Frost, I forgot his name, the bad guy, the antagonist in Fight Night Champion. And basically I took that concept of that character and mixed it with Brock Lesnar, and you have Ethan Ulrich as result. So yeah, long-term storytelling, so to speak. Let's see, Johnny Tua, who is now Johnny Tama, changed his last name, but basically same character. I had stopped making him for a while and then started making him again and kind of repackaged him because Johnny Tama is one of the two students of the next guy on the list, Yoshi Togo, who I first made in 2006. Brendan Snyder is another one who I had made last in 2019, I think it was. Christian Kruger is another one, cool name. His gimmick was NGN, no gimmicks necessary. So yeah, his gimmick was no gimmick, basically. Scarlett, who was like my version of Big Evil style Undertaker. And last but not least, that dude who I have in the mask, who calls himself the King of Fear, or just the King, or the Old King. You know that guy. You know him. Yeah. Then we added on a couple of others here. The Professional Eric Kritikos. God, I love that name. That was my first attempt with the shooter style wrestler, like UFC style. I might bring him back. Then again, maybe not, because the concept for him has been overdone. I've done it twice already so far. Their names are Vasily Rasputin and Hunter Hawk. So yeah, it's another one. Maybe you can take that and do something with it. your own interpretation, whatever you got, whatever you want to do. Big T Tyson Diggs. There goes a stereotypical black name for a wrestler. Big anything with a letter at the end of it. But yeah, he was like a Bobby Lashley type character. Archetypically, character that he would eventually would become would be Double XL, Xander Xavier Luther, who is basically that same type of guy, pretty much inspired by Bobby Lashley. There, even with the headband and such. So yeah, and then Jay Victory, who was my original Lex Luger, red, white, and blue, all-American patriot type character. So yeah, that was the first men's roster I had produced way back in 2006, 2006. And most of them I don't make anymore. Yeah, just Faith, Sawada, John Payne. Technically Tua, even though, again, character change. Yoshi Togo, and Riot. So anybody who wants to maybe try your luck at creating your own versions of these characters, I will link that forum page for your own reference and archiving purposes in the chat. Go on, have at it. That being said, I know for damn sure I also had a list of my female roster on here in total. Let's keep on scrolling. Is this video actually still up? Oh gosh. Hold on. I gotta see. We're putting a YouTube video and a YouTube video. No. Damn it. Damn it. Sad face. Piece of history. Unfortunately, lost and gone to the annals of time right there, because that would have been one of Terrio Law's videos there for you to watch for yourself and see how awesome it was all the way back then. But yeah, channel's deleted, so can't show that to you. Let's keep searching. Oh, here goes another one. Joe Cool. This was one of the few created cores that I had made on No Mercy and converted him over to SmackDown vs. Raw. No picture, unfortunately. But yeah, basically, you know. Muscled up guy, blue hair, sunglasses. Pretty much, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to have to go reach out to Orange Cassidy and ask if he stole my gimmick. Basically, Joe Cool was Orange Cassidy before there was Orange Cassidy. I might bring him back just out of posterity right there, just on principle. Yeah, that's going to be a side project. Oh gosh. So much history. So much history. There goes the first appearance of Silas Styles. Well, at least in terms of being publicly posted. He was big in the EFED era. There was EFED called VWE, Virtual Wrestling Entertainment. That was the first EFED that I had gotten into before I decided I wanted to do my own EFED. And this guy right here was a big deal there. Kind of cool looking at that. A resource limit reach. What are you talking about? As my data, I got too many damn windows open probably. I just want to try to find the my females page. I'm looking at some of these names and it's like, wow. I remember all of them. Let me see something real quick. If I can just pull it from my profile. Look at Haley. Isn't she lovely? You're not the number one Lana Mark. I just thought I'd let you know. Yeah. I was kind of into Lana back when she was using the fake Russian accent. See my activity. Posts. Okay, topics. Okay, I should have went here first anyway. What do we got? What do we got? So many names. The Diamond Dolls. There will be no picture of this, but this was Isis Diamante right there. And Lennox LaRoe right there. Still making Isis. Lennox, however, I have kinda officially retired because, because I got too many females. So she went back to the, she went back to parenthood, basically. But yeah, Scarlet Scorpion, Natasha Zemanova. I have kind of evolved this character into what is now Ivana Zemanova, who is the sister of Natasha Zemanova. So even though it's the same name, it's a different person. It's complicated. I do that a lot. What do we got here? Karen Cade, another good name. John Payne, you already know him. Sarah Warfield, you already know him. Buzz Borland, the Fittest. He was based off of the character Buzz from Pit Fighter, which was a early 90s fighting game. It was the first game to use like real life kind of character animations. The same thing that Mortal Kombat wound up doing years later. But this was a lot jankier, so to speak. What do we got? Yoshi Togo, Arlene Driver, still making her to this day. I had did my recreations of Opa Gogo's cause. Because after a while, like in about, say, March of 20, I keep saying 2006, like around March 2006, he like completely stopped posting anything. And yeah, went completely MIA. I would hopefully think that he would have been in good health or such like that, but even back then, a part of my head said that maybe he was probably no longer with us anymore, which would be the only explanation for somebody to just completely stop uh, contributing. So, yeah. We got Liu Huang, who was a kind of fighter type character that I had based off of Bolo Yuan. You know who Bolo is. Sylvia Banks, who was one of my first collaboration calls with another user. Interesting point about Sylvia Banks. Her character style and presentation is exactly what Sasha Banks was. But this was maybe like what, 8, 9, 10 years, maybe even longer before Sasha Banks ever even existed. So yeah, she owes me royalties too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to her and Orange and be like, yo, have y'all heard of cause.ws? You know, did you like browse there for a few minutes and say, maybe that might work for me if I decide. Yeah, okay. They were probably still freaking in high school back then. I'm old. What can I say? Class act. I wish I could click in and show you the pictures, but the pictures are all gone. It's like Image Shack, you know, disabled all this stuff, so you can't even see them. There's just links. But Class Act was the tag team comprised of Kimiko and Alexia Leone, who are now bitter enemies. Time flies. What can I say? Talena, still making her. Melissa Storm, not making her. She was kind of like the archetype for character like Sin Callahan, pretty much. Brock Bentley, y'all all know him if you've been watching any of my content. The wrestling standard Damian Juarez was the other collaboration that I had made. What else do we got here? The blonde bombshell, Tabitha Sally. That sounds so cliche, doesn't it? Yeah. My naming was hit or miss sometimes. What can I say? Rena Redgrave. That's another good one. Yeah. You're more than welcome to do that. Like, she is the headmaster of an entire academy. So if you wanted to make your own kind of like student characters, you are more than welcome to do so. You got, there's Cold Pipe / Crossbones. Blaze, now Blaze Sauvage nowadays. So yeah, I had stopped making her for a long time. I only brought her back in last year's game because I needed another main heel for the Diamond division, and that's when I came up with the whole toxic attraction type thing going on with her. And so yeah. What else do we got here? Dragon Boy, who is now Aki-san nowadays. Rain Hammer, that's another cool name. That's actually a name I came up with for one of my fictional characters for my, whenever it is I decide I actually want to do it comic book style story. Fun fact, a lot of the characters that I have here, I used names that I had for this story that has never actually came into fruition, sort of. It kind of used some of the concepts for what I had planned in the Trial of Kings, pretty much. Kind of like a, underground consortium society type thing that ended up actually getting used in John Wick. So it's like, okay, how many people are going to steal my ideas? I guess that you can't really say they are your ideas if you never actually do them, right? There's the lesson to be said there. So yeah, that was my unmatched version of Riot. Vincent Fates. There's my list of 2007 cards, but I still can't find the females. Where are the female card list? There it is. Look at that. Only took a whole freaking 45 minutes to find it. Alright. So yeah, as you can clearly see, I made a whole lot more females than I did males. Old habits die hard, right? Anyway, so this was my first roster of women cause that I had posted way back in 2006. Is World's Finest still composed of the same guys? Not entirely, because I have broken off Union King away from World's Finest to turn him face. That will be a story that I'm going to be building on in my XWA presentations as soon as I'm finished the full roster. But there's still Brock Bentley, Legionarius, Hamid Aziz, and Abu Hassan. And I might add another person to replace Union King. Perhaps. Yes, the Vanilla Gorilla. Mm-hmm. That was a roast that John Cena made about Brock Lesnar before they had their first match against each other. And yeah, I just ran with it. He called him a Vanilla Gorilla. This was the same promo where he said, you might have the F5, but I have the FU. And after that, John Cena started using the FU. Now the attitude adjustment. But yeah. What do we got here? So yeah. The Sleeping Dragon, Kim Kunimitsu. As cliche of a name as you can get for a Japanese wrestler, right? That might still work though. Rena Redgrave, Cindy Fox, so simple, isn't it? Amber Gianni, still being made, based off of Area Giovanni. Yeah, back then I based a lot of my females off of centerfolds, air quotes. So yeah. Emma Dillinger, that's a cool name. Don't remember how she looked like, but that's a cool name. Melissa Storm, again, I explained her. Arlene Driver, still being made. Karen Cade, cool name, could be used. Luscious Lennox LaRoe, that was her old nickname. This was back when she was, they call them bops now. Like, before it was thought, now it's bop. But yeah. The, how you say, what would be the word that I could use for these type of ladies? Hose. Yeah. I'm not gonna pull my punches here. uh, that was Lennox LeRoe in her hoe phase, pretty much. And Isis, who is still in her hoe phase. But she has money now, and she's the Diamond Champion, so you can't really tell her much. Oh gosh, I'm terrible. It's all good, Brandon. No worries. And you got Blaze, who I already explained, revamped, repackaged, sort of. She's still redhead. She's still kind of like a Lita type. Well, she was a Lita type character, but now she's more closer to like Mandy Rose, Toxic Attraction type thing, mixed with Rhea Ripley, but still same look overall. Uh, Haley Jonas, self-explanatory. The Latin sensation Shelby Martel, because I could not come up with any original last names for any Hispanic characters. Yeah. This concept eventually became Marisol Cardinal, though, pretty much. There was a character in SSX, the first SSX, whose name was Marisol. She was basically the bubbly Latina character, as best as I can say it. Yeah, there were a lot of stereotypes in that game. But we didn't know better because it was the 90s and we never paid attention to that shit. How far we have fallen as society. Anyway. Rain Hammer, another one. I already explained her. The charismatic angel, Casey James. Now, incidentally, there was a character in VWE, the EFED, whose name was Angel. And her character was really close to what this character was like, accidentally. Which is one of those cases of you having an idea for a character that accidentally resembles somebody else's idea, which happens a lot in the core community. And I never really made a big deal out of it, unlike some people. I'm not even going to name names, but yeah, it happens. So, whatever. But then I did actually wind up making my own version of that Angel character in the form of Angel Andrews in 2K19. Have not remade her yet. Probably won't. Maybe. Unless I do like a side project thing. But yeah. Anyway. The Tokyo Typhoon, Tanako Koji, already explained her. She's now the Tokyo Tsunami, Tadako Togo, second oldest veteran female on my roster. The Phoenix, Raven Ryan. It's another cool name. I would go with Raven Ryan, not use the Phoenix so much because that name's already taken on my existence. Robin Mercy, there's another good one. Then you got Talena. You already know who she is. Already explained the Scarlet Scorpion. Then you got the Lotus, which was the Dark Lotus, and the White Lotus, two different versions. Obviously, one's good, one's bad. But now she's just the Lotus. She is going to be a Underground Kings character. So I am going to remake her. The last time I made her is in 2019, I believe. 2K19. And you got the outlaw Jesse St. James. That sounds like more like a dude's name, but I wanted to make a cowgirl type character, so yeah. Probably won't be making her again. The original concept for Kimiko, which was Kimiko, I put that together and just came up with Kimiko afterwards, however. Mercedes, no, that was not a Sasha Banks type character. That was just, I couldn't come up with a name. Whatever. uh, yeah. Um, the Blonde Bombshell, Tabitha Sally, another random name. Then you got Alexia Leone, still making her. Charmaine Nova, another cool name. Anna Tulane, kind of a plain name. That sounds kind of mid. You'd have to do something special with that. And then the Golden Girl, Sarah Warfield, who is now the Golden Goddess, Sarah Warfield, because she's just, that special. So yeah, out of these, I am still making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 out of 30. Still being made to this day from all the way back in 2006. So, yeah, I've been at this for a while. Needless to say, and I kid you not, you see it here in black and white. I have forgotten the ideas for more cause than most people have ever made. Because even right now, I'm sitting on 63. I have a very overactive imagination. That's all I can say about that. But, yeah. This here was the post that I made, kind of gauging the idea of creating my own eFed. That was way back in May 2015. And people were down with it, so then I made my own eFed. But that was the first one. That was the LXW, the League of Extraordinary Wrestling, which I call lightning in a bottle because it was so... how do I explain that damn eFed? It grew too fast. Way too fast. And couldn't handle it. A lot of drama, a lot of politics. So I had to pretty much end it after 1 year. Kind of retooled my ideas. Did some brainstorming with my brother. And then in 2008, was it? Or 2007? I don't remember exactly when it was officially. We started the XWA. And the rest is history. A lot of history. Hold on. This was the 2007 roster. Let me see how many people I had... oh, wait. This is when I was doing the individual posts. I didn't do lists. Anytime I came up with a new character, I made it into its own comment as opposed to putting them all on there. And that's way too much browsing for this stream. But yeah. I made a lot of stuff. As you can clearly see here. My last official post on cause.ws was 2023. And this was going to be my last actual year of creating any content in 2K games. But I don't know what convinced me to get 2K23. No, it was 2K24. I was gonna stay on 2K23. What convinced me to get this game? It was the in-game replay, like how you could sim matches and change camera angles and stuff like that, which ended up being kind of wonky anyway. So yeah. And I just ended up saying, you know what? I already got the game. I might as well just do what I do this one last time, and then we'll stop. And now we are where we are right now with 2K25 about to come out. And yeah. They're going to have to pull off a Christmas miracle for me to go buy that game at launch. And I'm afraid to say I don't have all the faith in the world that 2K is technically capable of overcoming that challenge. Oh yeah, a lot of nostalgia.
Boss fight.
That's that's Destiny related content there because I was looking for stuff. Uh, Let me see if I can find some old school stuff. 3X call. There goes my old original YouTube channel that I forgot the password of. Yeah. There goes my first XWA show channel that I forgot the password of. And there goes my current channel that you're on right now. And what else do we got here? Oh, look. There goes John Payne. I hate how they put freaking ads in the middle of your damn searches now. 2011 stuff. Core University stuff. Community creation stuff. This video right here got 27,000 views on how to do muscle girl morph for the core bodies back then. Yeah. Oh gosh, would you look at this one? Lust. Yeah. Oh man, no, we're going in. We're going in. I'm probably hitting my channel. Eee. Hold on. Copyrighted music. Gotta turn that down. But yeah, we were in a phase back then. That's all I can say. But yeah, that was actually something that was in the game, so I used it. Don't judge me. Yeah. 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 Still look good though. Yes, 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 she does. If I were to come up with a four horsemen or a seven, no, it's not four horsemen. It's the seven deadly sins. Then we would go with something like this. But shit, this ain't anything any different from the freaking female cause that you see online right now. You do a dang YouTube search. The ones that use the freaking textured skins and stuff like that. They're practically wearing nothing themselves either. What else do we got here? Look, Asian female face morphing. Yeah, that was a thing that we had to do back then because we didn't have face textures. So yeah, you had to put your own work in. There. What else do we got? A whole bunch of CAD tutorials from other peoples out there. Oh, there's back when I did some Saints Row stuff on this channel. What do we got here? Oh, look, speaking of Brock Bentley. This is going to be copyrighted music too here, so we're going to turn that off. But, yeah. This was 2013. Over a decade ago. Damn, I'm old. But he's still doing his thing. I'm still remaking him at some point in the not so distant future. Still active in the XWA roster. Got some business with Union King that has to be taken care of, but yeah. I always also kind of wondered why it is that they took a lot of entrances out of the game. Because it's not like a person's ring entrance is trademarked. But whatever. I'm pretty sure I can find an entrance that fits his character pretty well when I do make him. Let me see if they still have his moves. Okay, they still do have the underhook backbreaker. The exact same underhook backbreaker. How about you upgrade your damn movesets instead of taking stuff away? I do not know if they have the multiple fish drop though. I haven't checked. And the 1%. I'm probably going to change that into a different finisher. By the way, this is before EC3, so yeah. There goes somebody else who owes me royalties. Oh, gosh. I should really be a booker. Like, I should really actually go into wrestling and be a booker, because, yeah, you know. It's not like people are not taking my ideas anyway. Amazing. What else? What else? What else? Oh, look. Another channel that I forgot the freaking password of. Yeah. I was never really good at remembering those. Top 10 moves of Riot. That's going to be more copyrighted music. There we go. Suicidal Dragon style. See how many of these moves are still in the game. That was the Texas Jab combo, which isn't in the game anymore. Widowmaker. That one's still in the game, but it's not the same animation. The Napalm Bomb. That one's also not in the game anymore. That's the best looking Tiger driver they've had, but of course they took it out of the game. Stone Cold Elbow, they still have this obviously because Stone Cold. Dynamite Tackle, obviously they'll still have this because they have about 10,000 spears in the game. Yeah. Bloody Guillotine, that's the top rope leg drop, still in the game. Also put that on Evan Fate, in case y'all hadn't noticed. The Riot Act, which is the Celtic Cross, still in the game. The Devil Trigger, which is the Gory Bomb, which is Evan Fate's finisher. I put that on Riot to just be like, similarity between father and son. The Difference Maker, which used to be just a regular old cutter. Twist of Fate, but I turned that into the Fireman's Cutter. And then, of course, 6 Feet Under, which is the Tombstone Pile Driver, or was the Tombstone Pile Driver. I turned that into the Steiner Screwdriver because it looks more dangerous. But yeah, obviously, Tombstone's still in the game too, so most of his moveset is still intact from all the way back then when I made this video. But the one thing I did change eventually with Riot is that I gave him a whole bunch of the signature and finisher moves of all of his students. So moves that John Payne has, moves that Jason Jones has, moves that Chad Treadstone have, and moves that Sierra K has, because he kind of trained them all, so it only makes sense that he uses those techniques. And yeah, let's see what else I can find before I jump off of here, because it is 10:45. At least out here in the West, which means it's past midnight for you guys over in the East Coast. What else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, Katana's coming back too. They're gonna have some new people too. I'm not gonna say who, but yeah. And here goes the top 10 moves of Sarah Warfield, speaking of which. I think I might bring back these Suicidal Dragon type move videos in the modern era. Just because. German Suplex, obviously, still in the game. Batista Bomb, aka the Alpha Bomb. I don't think I have a Power Bomb on her nowadays. Might edit that. Spinning Lariats. I think I might give her that one back too. Avalanche Double Underhook. I don't think she has this either, but I'll throw it back on there because I know there's a version of that in the game. The Golden Spear.
I don't think I'll give her that one because Jamie Fury's finisher is a spear. So, yeah, we don't want to give too many people the same moves. The triangle hold, I got to give her that one because they have that back in the game now. So, yeah, different animation, but yeah. I'm going to have to go and edit her moveset. Military press. She still got this one. That's a signature. And this one as well. Remember when you could run to the corner and automatically set them up for the top rope moves?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
14K. That was one of Victoria's finishers, no longer in the game. And then the Golden Touch, which is the other of Victoria's finishers, that is in the game, but not the same. Different animation.
Looks kind of softer now than it did before. But, yeah. Yeah, create a finisher. That was hit or miss. You could come up with some good stuff there, but you could also come up with some really bad stuff. Oh gosh, would you look at that? We're talking about Tyson Blackheart, and here he is. In his first version, of course, Tyson Terra.
Oh, what a long path this man has walked. And one thing I can also say is that I've been able to consistently keep my characters looking almost the same way from all the different versions of the game. Because the way he looks in the current game isn't so different from here, aside from obvious tattoos and stuff like that. But even then, I tried to make the current tattoos that I made for him look close to these. Obviously, it's not the same because the assets are different, but the concept is still the same. So yeah, I'll pat myself on the back for that.
He's still a walking mountain of muscle. He's still a dangerous individual. And I don't know if I have that move on him still. I don't think so. Like, I had way too many concepts in place with Tyson. Oh yeah. It was natural progression, basically. Last Rites, aka The Last Ride. Boom, down he goes. that's all she wrote, folks. He's out of here. What do we got here? A lot of old school stuff. Here goes the Aki-san video. The first appearance of Jesse Risen right there. Yeah, I could be going down memory lane all night here if I wanted to. I didn't realize I had so many old school videos here. Yes. There goes Cyrus the Entertainer. One more. And here's another example of a character whose look has evolved but has been consistent. And he's also one of my favorite characters to create. And use. If I could only get that headband and afro combination going like this, though. But they don't have that hairstyle anymore. I think I'm probably also going to go with white attire as opposed to the yellow one on his primary. So it'll be white for the first attire and black for the second one. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me. I'll take care of that edit when I get back on stream tomorrow night. But yeah. Look good. Looking real good. And completely cheesy because you could combo the ball and elbow because I have that as a signature with the people's elbow because I have that as a finisher. So you could literally go ball and elbow into people's elbow. Purple Haze. Poor random default guy is getting himself slammed right now. Yeah. And then the greatest elbow of all time. Yes. There are many elbows, but only one elbow can be great. And that one belongs to Cyrus Cleotis Aloysius Sykes the Third. Yeah. Boy. As a matter of fact, I don't even really need to work that hard to do the edits, so I'll just go ahead and take care of that now. And then I'll call it a night. Not gonna edit or upload this because you can just, change the color of the attire yourself in your own game. Parts color. Gonna have to change the material too, I think, because with the velour it's gonna look more like a silver than a white. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Or do I? Let's make the jersey black. Can I make it black? Are you even gonna let me? What is this? Oh wait, those are the glasses. Oops. Okay, back out. I think I might even try to just do a whole throwback attire to that one from back then. That might be something I try as an alternate. Copy. And we'll just remove the entrance jersey. And the jewelry. The jewelry. Yeah, I think I kind of like the all white better.
making progress. Sort of. Well, really didn't do anything tonight, except a couple of edits and a whole bunch of watching videos, but hey, you stuck around, so I appreciate that. Um,
Like I said, it's late. It's 11 p.m. here, as a matter of fact, and I haven't eaten anything, so we're gonna go handle that. Go to bed. Get ready for tomorrow, and yeah, I'll be back on stream tomorrow night. We're gonna work on Primo Valiante and possibly Tomoe Mamula if I have enough time. So, yeah, I will see you guys then. Thanks for sticking around here again, and appreciate the support as always. And I bid you all goodbye and good night.